to Lights Out.
Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing today? May 3rd, third day of the new month. Man, I've been podcasting like 3 days straight. I did Shooting Lights Out Wednesday, doing Shooting Lights Out today, then yesterday did Ramley Talk. I'm all over the place. This week, jeez, Louise. Hey, when you got sports going on and good things are happening, you gotta talk about it. So yep, this is the third day out. Y'all seen me. Y'all seen me Wednesday. Y'all seen me yesterday. And y'all seen me today. Back to talk some more college basketball and whatnot. Nevertheless, we're going to jump into it. We're going to start it. I didn't even change the title of the whole thing, but oh well. So let me change this up real quick. So I got a lot of losing notes for you. Going to get into some things. 3 series closed out within the last 2 days. 2 more series can be potentially closed out tonight, and then the second round begins this weekend. So that should be a fun thing to pay attention to, a fun thing to have fun with and whatnot. Got a lot of news and notes though. Got a lot of news and notes because a lot took place, not just in the NBA. They got some WNBA news. They got some rule changes. You got some college rules. We got some college news too at the same time. So that makes it even more interesting now. With that being said, let's go around the hardwood. And to begin around the hardwood, we're going to start off with the WNBA. WNBA to adjust challenge and timeout rules for the 2024 season. Basically, when I went through the article, if you succeed in winning your first challenge, you'll get a second challenge. That's the changes of the challenge rule. The timeout rule, however, they are taking away the 20-second timeout, and they putting in another difference. I forgot the name. I forgot the term they use for this timeout. But with the new timeout they're gonna have, you will have, I think you will have four full timeouts, and you will have another timeout. I can't think of the term of it right now, but basically, within the last 2 minutes of the game, whether it's the fourth quarter and or overtime, you will be able to call a timeout, advance the ball to the front court, but the team can't huddle. There's no team huddle with the coaches. That's basically what that timeout is. That timeout is basically you advancing the ball to get a better position on the court for what could be game-winning shot, the leading shot, whatever the case may be. But that timeout is basically strictly for you to advance the ball. That's basically what it is. Because when you call a timeout, you can't even go to your coaching huddle. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that works out because I'm complex about that rule and why they put it in like that. But nevertheless, it is what it is. This is what they do. They make these rules when they make them. But that's what they got going on in WNBA. Now let's switch over to college because a couple of interesting things here. Number one, NCAA could pay more than $2.7 billion to settle antitrust suits, sources says. This is just a number of numbers things that the NCAA has to deal with because they don't know how to handle college sports right now. They doing all this crazy stuff. They doing everything that they got, and they don't know how to handle it. And now they being sued left and right, which they should be, by the way. I'm not calling anybody that sued them. So until they realize and understand, one, find a way to regulate the NIL and the transfer portal. That would help you out immensely because the NIL is pretty much guys getting paid which is not a bad thing. It's a very good thing. No problem with that. But when you add the fact of the transfer portal, it becomes free agency. When you put the NIL and the transfer portal together, it's free agency in college. So a lot of craziness can happen, and it has happened, and it continues to happen. Because as a good friend of mine, Coach Johnson, would say, the NCAA has no balls. In which I agree with him 100%. So, yeah, it's the NCAA is starting to get their upcomings that come up. So, however you want to say it, that fits you perfectly. But it started, and then not done yet. USC, UCLA set for 2 games each at Big Ten easternmost schools. Now, you know I had to do a little deep dive in this article because a little less than 2 months from now, as soon as the month of July get here, the official realignments for all these schools will come into effect. So those of you who need a fresher, and I'll probably refresh your memory as we get closer to college football season. So the USC Trojans, the UCLA Bruins, along with the Oregons, the Washingtons, the trying to think of some other schools. So right now, those schools going to the Big Ten. You have Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, teams like that going to the Big 12. Texas and Oklahoma leaving the Big 12 to the SEC. So we'll interested in seeing how these West Coast schools joining the Big 10 will fare going to the East Coast. Well, in basketball terms, USC and UCLA will both be taking trips to Penn State and Rutgers, while Oregon and Washington will be taking a trip to Purdue, if I remember correctly. It's a lot of things going on, and I'm loving this here. And speaking of a good friend of mine who just popped up, when I just referenced him by saying the NCAA has no balls of the last archive just went over, he just so happened to pop up. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the head man of the new morning show on BS3 Network called The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. He is the EP of all EPs. He is the one, the only Cole Johnson.
Hey, we don't want to hear you say that. Oh, my bad, wrong show. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up?
Glad to be on. Thank you, man.
No
Appreciate the
problem.
invite.
How's your Friday going?
So far, it's going real well. Cannot complain at all.
Matter of fact, how's the first week with the new show, by the way?
Man, it feels good. I didn't think I was going to get my sea legs about me in 5 episodes, but I believe I have. And yeah, after I wrapped Friday morning, this morning, I should say. Well, Friday morning if you're watching another day, but if you're watching live, it's this morning. It felt really good. I felt the direction of the show is heading to where I want it, and now I'm rolling the red carpet for any and all guests to arrive because I think this is going to be a platform that's going to help so many people.
Good, because you might be getting surprised sometime next week.
Oh, really?
You might. You might. We shall see. Okay. But as you were joining me, talking about so the schedule hasn't come out yet, and pretty much shout out to Victor. What's up, Victor? Thank you for joining and watching in, bro. Appreciate it. So USC and UCLA, as in within about 2 months, will be officially part of the Big Ten, correct?
That is correct.
They will be taking trips to Rutgers and Penn State.
So
for
they are
basketball.
going to travel all the way to the East Coast. Okay.
For basketball. I don't know how football's going to go yet, but I do know they'll be going there for basketball.
Okay.
I think Oregon and Washington will be going as far as Purdue.
How fair is that?
And I think that's them two, Washington and Oregon, they get one big trip to the East Coast. That's it. While UCLA, while the LA school, should I say, go twice.
Right. Yeah. Well,
so how you feel about that?
Well, I think it goes to show that Correct me if I'm wrong, playmaker. UCLA and USC. What cities do these two schools reside?
Cities is CD. One city. LA.
And because they reside in LA, one school is actually named Los Angeles for the official title of the school. Um, you have those in the East Coast saying, "Yeah, we want those Western Coast people because there's going to be more eyeballs to follow to travel all the way to near New York." Now, Rutgers is not in nor near New York. Probably it's about maybe 100 miles southwest of New York, but you get close to there when you get to Piscataway, New Jersey. Uh, so yeah, you have that, and then with Maryland, you have DC, obviously. So
Appreciate it, Victor.
so I really believe it's more of a move of the Big Ten saying, yeah, this is our largest city in the market, but we do have a Big Ten school that's near the largest city in the country. Hmm. Let's see if we can have USC and UCLA travel there. But there's schools and there's other schools in the big the soon to be former Pac-12, now Pac-2, that's going to be joining UCLA and USC. Cole, who are they? Oregon and Washington. Next.
But like I said, I'll be reminding y'all when we get closer to football season when college football happens, because that will be the first test of the new realignment, which is football season. And by the way, just to be completely honest, on my own basketball show, it's the only reason why these schools made the move. It's for football purposes.
Mm-hmm. So that way you get the money.
But hey, like I said, further down, I'll reiterate all this for you to get you ready for all the changes that's going to happen in college sports.
Yeah.
And that's it for college sports. Now let's go to the professional league of the NBA. Bulls, Alex Caruso, honored with NBA's Hustle Award. Just the latest of the awards handed out for the 2023-2024 regular season. Those of you who are looking for the other awards, I got the list for you. Y'all know I come prepared for this stuff. Most improved player was the one and only Tyrese Maxey. I'll be talking about him a little later on. And his team. Sixth man of the year was Naz Rui from the Minnesota Timberwolves. Clutch player. I mean, when you hear the word clutch player, there's only one person you think of. Steph Curry. He won it. Okay. Coach of the year, Mark Doncic for the OKC Thunder. Rightfully so, because who would have thought the Oklahoma City Thunder would be the number one seed in the West? Nobody. Okay. Executive of the year, Brad Stevens for the Boston Celtics. And then you have the aforementioned Hustle Award to Alex Caruso. We just waiting on Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, and the Most Valuable Player of the Year. In my opinion, Defensive Player of the Year will probably go to Rudy Gobert, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Rookie of the Year will go to none other than Victor Wembanyama from the San Antonio Spurs. MVP will be a little interesting. It's either between Shai Gilgeous-Alexander of the Oklahoma City Thunder and Nikola Jokic for the Denver Nuggets. You can go either way. I won't have a problem. I know Luka's in there as the third one. He's going to finish third. It's a two-man race for me. It's either SGA or it's the Joker. Plain and simple. All right? Now, let's move on to some other news and notes, shall we? Tonight, there'll be no Kawhi Leonard. It'll be the fourth time this series that Kawhi Leonard will have not played. And I will get to what happened in Game 5 in the next segment. And then I'll preview this game on the final segment. So we got that covered. All right? So no Kawhi Leonard for the fourth time this series. Next up, as we inching closer and closer to tonight's game between the Orlando Magic and the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Cavs are uncertain if Jared Allen, a big man, will be available for Game 6 tonight. They survived without him in game 5. Very close game. And y'all know how I felt if you were watching Wednesday show. You know how I felt, and you know how I felt. So, but could be a key moment tonight. Could be a key loss for them tonight down in Orlando. All right, keep going. T-Wolves coach Chris Finch leaves practice day after surgery. That's a good thing. Those who don't remember, he took a shot from his point guard Mike Conley, who was fouled into him. Okay, it wasn't intentional. Mike Conley was fouled and ended up going into his own coach, causing his coach to have surgery. It's good that he led practice, but there's no word on if he's able to travel with his team for this weekend when they get it ready for their second round matchup with the Denver Nuggets, which are our preview in the last segment of today. But good news is he was able to leave practice after surgery, but no word if he able to travel or when he's going to be back on the sideline to coach the T-Wolves for the Denver Nuggets series. So we should be waiting on word on that still. And now, Patrick Beverley vows to be better after fan and media spats. Have y'all seen this, okay? Okay, have y'all seen this? Now, if Cole Johnson is able to come back, I would love to get his take on this because Patrick Beverley used to go at it with a lot of people. I believe he played with the Houston Rockets at one point in time. I got to remember if I remember correctly. But if Cole Johnson is able to come back, I would love to get his take on this. But first things first, you, Patrick Beverley, threw a ball at a fan when another fan interfered and caught it. Decided to pass it back to you in a good, faithful way. And then you threw it back at that fan who caught it. I don't know what was said. I don't know what the bickering back and battle was, but you throwing a basketball twice at fans doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense to me. Why? Why are you doing that? And then to make it even worse, you get into the. I will recap the entire game in the next segment. But after the game, you in the locker room, you as a reporter who works for ESPN, did you subscribe to my podcast? And she said she did. You can get out the circle, you can move your mic and all this stuff. To the point where I just found out before I came on the show that ESPN has officially banned you from appearing on their programs.
Why is he talking about this fool? Look,
I'm trying to understand what is going. What? How do you? Matter of fact, it's crazy enough that one incident you did both in the same night. The same night.
Why is he talking about this fool? Why?
It's called around the hardwood for a reason. You got to give the dudes and notes out. Cole Johnson.
But we pretty much know, as Russell Westbrook has called him, Pat Bev got us all fooled. But you pretty much know he's a pest. He's a piece of pest. He's a good pest if he's on your team. He's a bad pest if you're an enemy. If it's any of the other 29 teams or the fans thereof. And the one thing about competition is if you're overly competitive and things don't go your way, it has the opportunity to spill and be worse than it should be. Hence last night with old Mr. Beverley and a fan.
I think Victor was paying attention to what you said this morning.
Yeah. Thank you, Victor. And thank you for participating and listening to the show earlier today. And I wish I actually thought about that incident when I was doing that segment. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Victor. You can't be quick to anger because this is what results. Now people are going to look at Beverley and be like, I mean, he's now getting up in age. He's not a youngster anymore, and now he has to think about life after basketball. And he started that road about a couple of years ago. And now you're going to have people of ESPN and Fox and CBS Sports and and NBC Sports look at him and be like, "Oh, you're a powder keg. We don't fool with you." I'm not saying that they shouldn't entirely, but you have an incident like this, it's going to make people look twice at you. And we're not even 24 hours after he decided to launch a basketball at a fan twice. And you just said right now, people are actually having second thoughts about him. Not even 24 hours, and you've already made that point obvious right there.
So. Well, you are already in trouble to leave for the fact that the video out there about you throwing a basketball at fans twice, not once but twice.
Once is bad enough. He did it twice, and I'm like, what the heck is wrong with you, man?
But here's okay. You asked the reporter, did she subscribe to your podcast? She said no. And you feel like it's your right to say, get that microphone away from me so she can't do her job?
And that's another thing. Since when has it become athletes versus media? Why is it that we now have this broad brush painted that if you are a member of the media, unless you actually played whatever sport you're covering, you have no idea what you're talking about? And if you were to say, well, yeah, I'm covering the team, my experience with basketball is I coached. Not on the highest of levels, not in college, not in high school, but I've coached. And I know these professional athletes, many of them, as tender-eared as they are and as tender-hearted as they are, would say, well, you got nothing to say to me. Yes, I do, because I got 4 eyes. I know what good basketball looks like. I know what bad basketball looks like. I also know, outside of basketball, I know what a gracious loser looks like. I know what a pitiful one does. And unfortunately, I can't call you, Mr. Beverly, a gracious loser, because when the Bucks was getting whooped, and I know you haven't covered the games yet, but when the result happened, what happened? You decided to be a poor loser and launch balls to the stands. So I'll go back to Super Bowl 50. And that's now 8.5 years ago, where one Mr. Cameron Jarrell Newton. He said, let's see if I can remember it. Quote, "You show me a gracious loser, and I'll show you a loser." Close quote. Well, Mr. Newton, you just seen right there an ungracious loser, but he doesn't look like a winner because he's showing ungracious nature.
Well,
I had to. I mean, it's right there.
I think Canada's going through enough right now. And speaking of going through enough,
look, Cameron Jarrell Newton, he wants to plow. He wants to plow. He wants to plow all sorts of juice boxes. More power to you, homie. And the podcasts that you're doing, beautiful. But come on, man. You were a leader of a team then. You had no right to actually say something like that. And now, this is what results.
Cam, continue doing what you're doing with the podcasters, man.
Yeah, continue doing what you're
doing.
doing.
Make it it's kind of funny because when I hear him, he sound like my brothers.
Well, yeah, I mean, he can. He just has to know he's not better than. Let me see, 32. No, 64. No, he's not better than 96 QBs in the NFL. But we're not talking about football.
If this was football, I will prove to Victor why that's not the correct look. Okay.
Oh, you're saying when Cam has like the handkerchief tied around his. Oh, you're not talking about the look like that. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
I'm out of pocket already. I'm sorry.
You finna be more out. If I know you, if I know you, finna be more out of pocket when I put the last news up because it's the breaking news of the day. Lakers fired Darvin Ham after 2 seasons.
let me see.
And
Before
this
you can,
actually, hold on.
no,
This
no.
comes
Before
out the hair.
this will be quick. This will be quick.
Okay.
Before you continue, let me see. Can I say I'm shocked? No. And please, Playmaker, tell us why he received a pink slip after only 2 years with the Lakers.
And this comes off the heels of me posting on social media, and Cole can vouch for me when people want to attack me because it looks like Darvin Ham gonna be fired before the weekend.
Yeah, because you read that was what was said on the tea leaves. I read that. What was it, Tuesday? I mean, it was. I mean, the day after the Lakers were eliminated, I read that. I'm like, oh boy, so they're gonna fire him. This is gonna suck.
So here's my thing. So those of you say he's a terrible coach. It was this man's first head coaching job.
Not against 74, so I guess he's horrible.
His first head coaching job was with the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh, in his first year with the Lakers, he guided them to the Western Conference Finals. So he's a horrible coach.
Who ran into who? By the way,
and they ran into the well, now defending world champs, the Denver Nuggets, on their way to winning their ring.
When he took them from the play-in as a 7 seed, gave the Minnesota Grizzlies a beating. Well, I'm not gonna jump back on that horse now. The Grizzlies, I'm not gonna jump back on the horse. I'm not gonna jump back on the horse. Memphis Grizzlies. I'm sorry. Hey. But if you was watching me and Cole on Snowman in the morning, I had some choice words for the Grizzlies, and Cole Johnson was taking some sarcastic shots at them too.
Never. I can't help it. The Grizzlies is basically a team built around John Morant, and that's it. And when he's not in the equation, the team just sinks like a rock in the ocean. I can't help it.
But hey, they was the first team to get out of the play-in to win the first round series. Then they ended up going to the conference finals.
Yeah, and in between, they defeated our Snowman's beloved Warriors in the conference semifinals. Yes.
Hey,
yes.
That was his first year. That's year one.
Oh, and on top of it, home court disadvantage in the first round, home court disadvantage in the second round. They did not have home court in either round, and they beat the Grizzlies and the Warriors en route to being swept by the Nuggets last year.
First season.
And that was Darvin Ham's first season as a not Lakers head coach, first season as an NBA head coach.
And second season, you find yourself back in the play in the game, but you handle business because, let's be honest, Zion got hurt in the wrong part of the fourth quarter.
Oh man, and he was cooking too. Ooh.
So you got the 7th seed, but the 7th seed meant you had a date with the
defending world champs. And I'll admit, they played them tough. They played them well. I do have to admit that. I mean, they had a double-digit lead in game 1. I'm sorry. They had a 20-point lead in game 2. Oh gosh, that's horrible. They had a first half lead when they went to Los Angeles in game 3. Well, they actually did beat the Nuggets by double digits in game 4,
snapping an 11-game losing streak to that damn team.
Mm-hmm. But they couldn't hold a lead in game 5. Like I said last week. The Lakers were powered by LeBron James. LeBron James is straight up right now, oh man, get off my lawn. And bronsexuals, you can rave and rant and say, well, I've never seen a 39-year-old do this, all you want. But LeBron James in 8 months will be 40, and he's just like a 40-year-old man. He will give it to you when he can give it to you, but when it's out, you fresh out of luck.
So, a lot of y'all say Darvin Ham sucked. Y'all putting the blame on Darvin Ham. He couldn't adjust. He couldn't do this. He couldn't do that.
Suckers.
Who runs the damn team? And I know I'm not talking about Jeannie Buss.
You stole my line. That's exactly what I was about to say. It most certainly is not JD Buss. It's not Rob Pelinka. It's not even Magic Johnson. It's LeBron James.
Guess what? You know, hold on. When LeBron got to LA, who was the head coach for the Lakers when LeBron got there?
Was it Luke Walton?
Lou Walton. What happened to him? Oh, they canned him real quickly.
I was about to say he walked almost as soon as LeBron got there.
All right, you bring in Ray Voter. You won the hardest championship there is.
Yeah, and won the championship with him.
I'm giving you credit for that. Even though I can't stand the Lakers, I'm giving you credit. That's the hardest championship to win. It's really basically talent over everybody.
Don't swell his head even. No, I'm sorry. Don't swell Bron Sexual's heads even more.
I'm sorry, but
I'm sorry. Let me clarify. Don't swell the Bron Sexual's heads above their shoulders more than it already is.
But I gotta speak truth. That bubble title, that was the hardest title to win. You was literally isolated for 4 months, 5 months.
But what made it easy though
is how the NBA made the scheduling, you assholes.
That, and they didn't play for 4 months, so you had the opportunity to actually rest, and it wasn't a contiguous time period where you went from October to June and got the chip. So yeah, I get being in isolation and only playing in one area is tough, and being away from family is even tougher. I'm not going to shortchange that at all. But to me, it is negated by the fact you had the second half of March off, April off, May off, June off, and you started to stir around and start playing latter part of July. So you had 4 months off, and for a team that was helmed by a 35-year-old and the NBA's version of Mr. Glass, that was the best thing for the Lakers. So you could say, yeah, the situation was difficult, but to me, the scenario that led up to it helped them more than they even care to admit.
See, my partner, he's being very kind with his words right now. I'm gonna get to you real. You assholes had like 5 days off while Miami Heat had to play 8 days straight.
I can't help it. I mean, again, to gain. That's why I sort of wince when people say hardest championship. I get it, but you had 4 months off in between. How hard really was it?
I want to say hard because they had to say hard because the mental part of it.
Yeah.
There's no fans like at all.
Right, no fans, and like I said,
no family, no fans.
Couldn't be around family. Yeah, you couldn't do a normal routine. I like I said, I'm not going to shortchange that. And
that's where Pandemic P came from.
Yeah, so I'm not going to shortchange. I'm not going to shortchange them on that, and you're correct on that front. Yes, from that aspect, hardest championship to win. In my opinion, from a physical standpoint, it's the easiest championship to win because you don't travel and you had 4 months off in between.
And then the way the NBA made the schedule, the Lakers got to look at a damn draw. Hey,
because you had LeBron.
I'm speaking facts here. Did Miami Heat not play like 8 days straight?
Man, they did the Heat dirty. But
did you not see Jimmy Butler have his head at the game when he was done? he tried. He's like, man, I'm tired.
But to the Heat credit, though, how they bust their butt to get to the finals. I salute that more than the chip that the Lakers won.
So I'm just saying. Oh, and by the way, the very next year the Lakers didn't make the playoffs. LeBron was hurt, AD was hurt, and who gets scapegoated? That'll be Frank Vogel, who's now having the same thing happen to him down in Phoenix right now, which is not even his fault. Oh, you know who fought it? You know another coach who's not his fault it is, but lost his job. He's looking at him right now. You know what make it so funny? You want to make it so funny how I knew that was going to happen. I ain't even have to read the tea leaves, Cole. You know how this know?
Mm-hmm.
It's been many people on many sources that are respectable, right?
Mm-hmm.
That said, the Lakers are willing to draft Bernie James just to keep LeBron. I said, that's all I need to know. Now I know who runs the team. I know who runs the team.
Look, a blindfold stuck in the basement, Steve. You want to know who runs the Lakers?
Oh, and by the way, since Brian says y'all like talking about goats,
Oh
um,
gosh, no.
Coke. This is one thing that
Oh,
I have never heard nobody bring up. Right?
okay.
Nobody bring up. Correct? All right. So in football, there's a debate between Joe Montana, Tom Brady. Right?
Unfortunately,
How many coaches did them two have when they played in the NFL?
well, Brady had two, and Montana had one, two, three.
Okay, so that's five
Hmm.
between the two of them, right?
Right, from between the two of them.
All right. Who you say who is the goat in baseball?
Probably either Babe Ruth or Hank Aaron.
How many managers we talking about between the two?
Well, I definitely. Well, it's probably a few with Hank Aaron. Probably maybe one or two with Babe Ruth.
So we looking around about five again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's between two people. That's not one, two people we
Mm-hmm.
talking.
Yeah,
Okay, when we go to basketball, me and you say the goat is Michael Jordan.
that's
How
correct.
many coaches coach Michael Jordan in the NBA?
See it all back. Doug Collins, Phil Jackson, then Doug Collins again. Three.
Three,
Mm-hmm.
three coaches.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron about to have his 10th. He about to have his 10th coach.
That's what. No, Cole, you're a guest. You can't go off the way you bump it. There is some speculation that he and JJ Redick started their podcast because LeBron could feed Redick tea and groom him to be the next head coach of the Lakers. It upsets me to no end that this guy, who people have their mouths agape and their hands ready to grab the joystick, and they want to genuflect to this man like his crap tastes like Skittles. Like his semen tastes like ice cream. I don't understand it. But when people talk about how LeBron's the greatest, and look what the coaches he's had to be with, none of them are like a Phil Jackson, none of them are like a Red Auerbach, none of them are like a Pat Riley. It's because most of them don't want to be around him after about 3-4 years, if they get that far or long. I mean, you have what? Darvin Ham with two, and David Blatt with two. And he got fired in the middle of the year that the Cavaliers won a championship. Oh, no, by the way, he brought them to the championship the year before. When are we going to put Mr. LeBron James' feet to the fire in terms of saying he is a coach vacuum? I mean, I actually saw something of Shaq's, I think it was a podcast of his, yesterday, where he was talking about when LeBron was with the Cavaliers the first time, and Shaq was on the team too. He said, with every other team, it pretty much was me or the highway, but with LeBron, he had all the control of the whole team. I mean, it was to the point where the coach would say, "Yeah, let's get practice in at 10." LeBron would say, "No, we're gonna practice at noon." And then the coach would say, "Okay, well, fine, we'll come in at noon." I'm like, "Jeez." And he wasn't even 26 yet then. This is when he was like 24. So he controlled coaches that badly then. So what makes you think that now at coming close to age 40, he won't be doing the same? I mean, he influences the front office because every time there's a free agent period that comes or the trading deadline comes, you now have fans who chant that you are probably going to go or stay because people know all number 23 of the Lakers have to do is say to the front office, he stays or he goes. So if he could do that with the front office, what makes you think head coaches stand a chance? So it doesn't surprise me that LeBron, if he continues onward, that he will be coached by his 11th head coach. Because unfortunately, you're dealing with a guy where head coaching doesn't really matter. And that's unfortunate. Because the only coach that you could probably mention of his whole run that has any skin in the game, I'll give you two. I would say to a bigger degree, Eric Spoelstra, and I'll say to a small degree, Tyronn Lue.
I misspoke, Victor. His ninth coach, unless they get Tyronn Lue to come to the Lakers, which is sound like it might be a possibility, unfortunately.
Oh Lord, Victor, don't. The decision part 2 comes in July. I needs not to throw up again.
So I'm good. He said it best. LeBron, yeah, be saying LeBron James to go, 40 career 1,000 points. By the way, he took an L, if I remember that correctly. Oh man,
Yes, he scored his 40,000th point in the game. Was it against the Nuggets?
It was against the Nuggets.
Where he took an L. Mm-hmm.
It was against the Nuggets. He done this. He's been to 10 finals, 4 and 6.
Yeah, I'm about to say he lost 6 of them. And I for the longest gave the first one a mulligan because I
do too.
2017, that 2017 they had no business being in the finals, and that was a coronation for the Spurs. So I'd always give the first one a mulligan, but the other 5 I don't.
See, here's the funny part about that. You know how I can say that, but again, it cancels itself out. You know why? Because your ass LeBron James choked against the damn Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
JJ Barea can stop you. How in the hell? Now, you want to talk about something I won't let go with? That's the one I'm not letting go. 2011.
That's why I love you, playmaker. Yes, that's the one. Cool. What's up, brother? That's the one I hold over LeBron forever. When anybody says to me, well, why don't you have LeBron James as greatest of all time? 2011 NBA Finals, where he was the best player in the world, and he played smaller than JJ Barea in size, and Jason Terry in production. Because you cannot tell me that you average less points than the Mavericks 6-man, and he played half the time. And in one game, he scored 8 points in the finals. I'm sorry, that to me, that to me cannot be washed away. And I said this about Brady and Bradyites. I said you erase the 3 losses that he had in the Super Bowl. That's right, the 1 to the Eagles and the 2 to the Giants. You erase those 3, then I will say he's the greatest quarterback I've ever laid eyes on. Until then, not happening. And that's the same thing I say about LeBron. You erase 2011 and maybe a couple other than them championships, then you might change my mind. Until then, dirt will be thrown in my face. And I will say that LeBron James is great, but I've seen better.
So, a very long addition around the hardwood. Had to do it.
And Darvin, I'm so sorry, man. When you signed your name on the dotted line when you signed your name on the dotted line to be the Lakers head coach, and you was getting attaboys from everybody around the league because you have the reputation to be a player's coach when you were one of the assistants, I said then, I was like, brother, for your first NBA job, I hate that it's this one because you're going to be the scapegoat for when it doesn't go the way the Lakers want it. And here we are 2 years later, and that's exactly what's happened.
Sound like somebody else, but I ain't gonna bring it names. All right, we're gonna take a commercial break, and when we come back, got some playoffs to recap. Some series was finalized.
Network presentation.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central.
In a world where chronicles of the past are brought to the streams, whether the content is relatable or completely beyond your realm of life, there is no shadow of a doubt that this show is absolutely full of shenanigans. Get ready for
D. Willie in the evening,
this Sunday at 10:05 p.m. Eastern,
exclusively on Sertoba Media, where the struggle is real to be awesome.
Get Mounts of Entertainment with Paramount Plus. Stream new movies such as Mean Girls, Transformers Rise of the Beast, and Good Burger 2 with Paramount Plus. Stream live sports such as the UEFA Champions League, the NFL on CBS, the PGA Tour, and March Madness. Catch hit CBS shows such as Fire Country, Ghost, NCIS, and more. But also catch exclusive originals for Paramount Plus such as Special Ops Lioness, The Famous Stallones, and the hit series Halo. The new streaming home of Showtime. Watch Showtime original series and movies when you sign up with Paramount Plus with Showtime. Make it a fun, action-packed adventure for the whole family and create kid-friendly profiles for the little ones. So much to stream with Paramount Plus, with over 45,000 full episodes from BET, CBS, Comedy Central, MTV, Nickelodeon, and more. Paramount Plus plan starts at $5.99, but if you subscribe today, you get a free trial. Paramount Plus, Mountains of Entertainment.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to, I can be the black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Welcome back to Shooting Lights Out. I'm laughing because Ashley said that line when I did the teaser for Coach Johnson show. I couldn't help it. You said 8 a.m. I was like, West Coast people, just stay asleep. I couldn't help it. It was too easy. That was too easy, man. All right, let's get back into it. Time to recap some playoffs.
Playoffs? But the playoffs? Oh, so my bad.
I set that up. I walked into that one. So we're going to begin our recap with the Close Them Out series.
I closed them out.
Close them out. Beginning with Monday night, we had the Miami Heat back in TD Garden going against the Boston Celtics. When the Boston Celtics, the number one team in all of the National Basketball Association, was looking to clean their hands, wipe their hands clean of the Miami Heat for once. And they did it in dominant fashion, as you expected.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Cole was doing that before the game even tipped off.
Yes, I was. Yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately, the Heat without Jimmy Butler didn't stand a chance in this series.
Jimmy Butler, it was down 3 starters for Game 5.
Yeah, they didn't stand a chance. Just that, and they didn't stand a chance this series. And then when Morris kept falling, forget it.
Oh Lord, look cool, really cool.
Oh, for Darvin Ham, it's celebration time. Celebrate good times. Come on.
Let's
It's a
celebrate.
celebration.
God damn it, I heard
We're
that song
gonna
today at
have a
work.
good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's all right,
Darn
baby.
Darn you cool. I heard that song at work today too. That makes it even worse. But yeah, the Miami Heat, no Jimmy Butler, no Terry Rozier, and no Haim Hardcast. So Boston did what they're supposed to have done.
No chance.
Wipe their hands clean. We're done with y'all. Get up out of here.
And I do mean it with the Vince McMahon theme song. Oh, Lord, I didn't mean to say that name. I might get Shoot Nights Out banned. My apologies.
No chance. So that's what you got.
And that's what the Heat had. No chance in this series.
So yeah, Boston didn't play around. They wiped their hands clean. Thankful for me, I don't have to listen to Cole Johnson tell me to get up and go off on Boston.
About time, man. I mean, look, all they did was just win over 60 games, and they cleared the East by 13. I mean, they should have run roughshod over the Heat or whoever was going to be the 8th seed. It should not have been a competition for any team to be with the Celtics. And in my opinion, although yes, it was a gentleman's sweep, I hope the Celtics woke up and realized after Game 2, oh wow, we don't play our best game. Scrubs can beat us.
Oh, Rico calls like, why every time we go against Miami, they found a way to embarrass us.
And this time, when they went to South Beach, the Celtics found ways to embarrass them.
So yeah, Boston on to the next round.
Yeah.
Speaking of moving on to the next round, the Indiana Pacers and the Milwaukee Bucks Game 6 of this series up in Indianapolis, the field house. No Giannis. That means Giannis didn't touch the floor at all this postseason. But Dame did return. It didn't even care. It didn't even matter. It didn't even matter.
You know what I actually have to say in this, other than congratulations, cool, because you were the one who did pick the Pacers to advance in this round, in this series. I didn't think they were going to advance simply because I thought they wouldn't be able to play defense some of the Pacers, and I figured that Giannis would not be out all series. Well, since he was, and since the Pacers actually decided to play defense, there you are. And I think that is the surprise for me, the fact that the Pacers decided to invest playing on the defensive end of the floor.
Oh, hold on. Before you continue, let me go to the next slide.
So, in my estimation, I look at it from this standpoint. And it didn't surprise me that the Pacers put up 120 against the Bucks. The Bucks defense is horrible, and the Pacers offense is lights out. So it doesn't surprise me that they were able to put up that many points. I was surprised they were able to hold a team under 100. And it just when I was watching the highlights last night of this game, I just kept seeing different to outline the starters with Siakam in 19 and Halliburton with 17. I just kept seeing different numbers of Pacers scoring. I was like, dang. You mean to tell me everybody's getting in on the action?
Do you see what's on the bottom of that screen there? Do you see what's at the bottom of that screen there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the starters weren't the leaders in points. But that's the thing. I was like, dang, everybody's getting on the action. Everybody. You know, so when you have a team that is all bought in like that, you can't beat them, especially at home.
You see the guy named who like to throw balls at fans? Look at his stat line.
Perfect. A Patrick Beverly like stat line. Plays a lot of minutes, doesn't give you crap for offense, and you gotta hope he gets you something on defense.
I don't have nothing to add. That bottom that I typed in, that's all I needed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I kept hearing Obi Toppin's name a bit, but like I said, the balanced scoring, I was like, dang, and it's like I just kept seeing. It was like, yes, Siakam one score, and Halliburton another score, and Tobin another score, and McConnell another score. I'm like, everybody's eating. Oh,
And yet another coach who is on the fire because people just love putting him on the fire, not even realize the situation he was in.
Well, they need to take him off the grill because this is a great. For those who want to say, well, we're going to give the Bucks a pass because there was no Giannis, and for a couple of games there was no Dame. Okay, fine, you had that. It is like what Herm Edwards said. You play to win the game. The Bucks still suited up. They played. They did not. The NBA did not say, well, because these players are injured, we're going to forfeit the series, or we're going to delay the series until this person heals up. No. You still do tip off. You still play. And last I checked, the Bucks are professionals. So the Patriots
I'm talking about
bunch of professionals.
I'm talking about Doc Rivers because everybody love roasting Doc Rivers.
Oh, look. I said this here before we start, and I'll say it now. Doc Rivers isn't to blame for this, but I had a feeling, but I did say I had a feeling that this team was not long for the playoffs. Now, I didn't think he was going to bow in the first round. I figured he was going to bow in the conference semifinals. But I have fun with Doc, but this wasn't Doc's fault. I mean, I said to you, this is a team that was the number 1 seed at 30-13, and they fired the head coach they hired to begin the season. That right there told me, oh, this ship is going to sink. I don't care what coach you get, this ship is going to sink.
And it sank.
Yeah.
But y'all thought Doc Rivers was going to be able to make a turnaround happen after half the season was already gone?
Oh. Oh, Lord, no, cool.
Bruh, he took over a team that was halfway done with the season. But he didn't have Chris Middleton when he first got there. I just remember that. He didn't even have Chris Middleton when he came on board.
Oh, yeah, and you didn't have Chris Middleton for a game. But yes, Cole says, Doc is trash.
Why you got to join that group of people, man? Let Doc Rivers get a full off season, and then we can judge him fairly. Not halfway through the season.
I have to give credit to my team, though. They knew that without Giannis and without Dame for a couple of games, they really felt they could win the series. Well, cool. They fought.
That's what you're supposed to say when you're the coach.
No, that is what you're supposed to say. So I'm not getting on it for that. They fought. Now, I'm saying he's right. They fought. Some fought a little too much and went a little overboard.
For those of you, now let me bust a lot of people bubbles. For those of you who say they shouldn't even lost to a 6 seed, hell, Indiana ain't no damn 6 seed. If they ain't lose Halliburton for like 35 damn games, they wouldn't have been a 6 seed.
You had, let me see if I got this right. So you had the Knicks, the Cavs, the Bucks, the Pacers, and the Sixers, all with the shot of getting the number 2 seed with 1 week remaining. Yeah, you weren't going to get your typical 5th, 6th, or 7th seed in the East this year. Not this year. I mean, heck, you look at the records here. The Bucks finished only 2 games better. They only finished only 2 games better than the Pacers. So that should tell you something.
Cool.
The Pacers are not your
Why Cool got to be on one when it comes to Doc Rivers?
Doc been trash. This changed nothing.
Just disrespectful to coaches, man. Why
Trash.
coaches getting all the heat in the NBA? Oh, this don't make no sense, man.
Now, I'll admit this though. Doc with the Clippers, trash. Doc with the Sixers, trash. I'll admit that.
I have no rebuttal on those.
Doc with the Bucks, he inherited a 30-13 team that really didn't want to hear from a coach. Oh, I said that out loud. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did. And finally, the Philadelphia 76ers and the New York Knicks in Game 6 in a city of brotherly love.
Probably the best series of the round.
Wells Fargo Center. Dr. J has called the 76ers fans to come out to cheer hard for the 76ers.
Why are you trying to sound like the old PA announcer of the Spectrum?
It just that type of series, it feels that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a classic series. Which
it was.
It was a classic final game, unfortunately, for the 76ers.
Ernie Johnson, the Inside NBA, said it best. He said, "Man, I hate for this series to be over." I do too. This was the best series to me.
Hey, one-legged Joel Embiid got his team to 6 games. One-legged. He tried everything.
That man
now,
tried to be a beast.
I do agree with people. If Embiid can ever stay healthy, we will actually finally see something of Joel Embiid. But
you know that will never happen. Especially now, since he has 10 years of NBA time on his legs, that will never happen.
I'm gonna be honest, Cool. I wish he was on here right now because this net slide, Cool might be laughing his butt off because he know me, and Cole know me too. So when I see this net slide, I'm gonna go ahead and let Cole go because.
All right. So, look, congratulations to the Knicks for advancing. And congratulations to Jalen Brunson because I think you, sir, want to announce that you've arrived. And hopefully in the next series you will further prove that point. And the crew that's with you, Hartenstein and Vincenzo and Anunoby, you all battle. You all are scrappy. And you make me want to root for the Knicks simply because you remind me of the teams in the late 80s and early 90s where you had different styles of players, but you all played your roles beautifully. So I will say congratulations to you guys. And I hope that when you face off against the Pacers, you can have that same scrappiness and carry that with you into the next round that you had in this series because you earned this one, my friends. Now for the Sixers, let me congratulate Tyrese Maxey. You, sir, you have the ability to take over this team. And I hope you understand that because that performance in Game 5 should not be an aberration to you. And I hope it's not. And yes, Embiid healthy. Stop the cap. But yes, I mean, Tyrese, I've been saying this about you for the last 2 years. You can be a beast in this game, and I want you to play like one. I do. I want you to play like one. Kelly Oubre, I shot you out, bro. That's awesome. I have nothing to say about Lowry. Joel, my man, I want you to look within yourself. Understand that when you were having issues with the team not playing the way they did in MSG and you had the nerve to opine that you felt as though you had the better team, Game 5, yes, you got a triple-double, but you came up short in that game. It took a career game for you to even have this classic be put forth back home in Philly for you. You have moments. Last year in the conference semifinals against the Celtics is a prime example where you had a bang-up game in Game 5 in the Garden, in TD Garden, and then you disappeared for both Games 6 and 7. You are the guy that people want to at least see you do 25 and 15. But congrats, you put up that type of number, that type of stat line in this game. So kudos to you. Tobias Harris. No. Oh, no, I'll say this to you. You have no business shooting 2 shots in a game. And that's all I'll say to you. I'll say about you. Heck, I'll allow Playmaker to roast you more. But this goes to the Sixers front office and Daryl Morey in particular.
Oh, well, here we go. Nope. Let me get him the camera.
Clown, you had the audacity to look at analytics and not your 2 measly eyes to see that Jimmy Butler is a better talent, far exceedingly better talent than Tobias Harris. But you figured, well, Tobias is a big body. He has age on him. He can grow into his size. He can grow into his game. No. You had an all-world player in Jimmy Butler. You had Hemi on your team. And what made me happy is when you let Hemi go and he went with the Heat, he got the chance to play the Sixers and sunned you in the playoffs. And what I also love is when he got into the not locker room, but when he got into the tunnel leading to the locker room, after the Heat eliminated you guys, he said, quote, "Did that be go for Tobias Harris? Did that be go for him?" Close quote. Well, Morey, I hope you enjoy the fact that in an elimination game, the guy you thought was a more prized possession than Jimmy Butler gave you 2 shots, 29 minutes, and 0 points. That is how far your analytics takes you. It takes you to the brink of nothing. And thank you for ruining another team while you're now the president of basketball operations with the Sixers. 2 freaking shots in an elimination game. And you played almost 30 minutes.
Now, those of you who want to gripe about Joel Embiid's self, fair game. Totally fair game. But you have to admit, and this part of the reason why that y'all have a gripe about him being in it so much, because 39 points, 13 boards in an elimination game, can't ask for more. When he was struggling in the aforementioned game 5 that Coach Johnson brought up, he decided to give you a triple-double. My shots ain't dropping. I'll do something else.
Gave you triple-double.
And by the way, shout out to Joel Embiid. Thanks to Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey said, Joel looked at him and said, "Bruh, I need you.
Yeah.
I can't get going. I need you." And Tyrese Maxey said, "I got you covered." And he put game 5 on his back.
Beautiful job.
So that tells me Joel Embiid is not afraid to say, "I don't got it tonight. Can you help me, please?" That's what you want from your star player. When they don't have it, I need some help. Tonight ain't my night right now. I'll do whatever else I can do, but tonight ain't my night. Joel Embiid gave you a triple-double. Tyrese Maxey went off. Cool. Last night, one of Tyrese Maxey's best games of the series, but hey, he was due for one, all right? He was due for one. He was averaging 30 points this series anyway. So 17 points, 6 for 18, shooting 1 for 6. Hey, even though it was an elimination game, just say bad timing for Tyrese Maxey, right? That's bad timing.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, first 5 games, stellar. Kyle Lowry, I haven't said his name all series, so.
And that's why it wasn't a surprise.
Aubrey Jr., I ain't even said your name all series either.
This might have been the best game of the series for him.
Tobias Harris.
Oh, I get the layoff for this one.
I praised your ass for game 5 when you almost had 20 points. I gave you praise. Cool McCann came vouch for me because he was on the show.
Oh my.
I said, look who finally showed up, and you showed up on the goddamn road at Madison Square Garden. By the way, Stephen is still about sick and tired of everybody showing up at Madison Square Garden except for the Knicks right about now. even though the Knicks just won and survived. For some reason, everybody's career games happening at Madison Square Garden. I have no idea why. For some reason, the Knicks can't have one of them type of games at Madison Square Garden. It's always the visiting player. Stephen A's about sick of that right about now. But he's happy. He's Knicks survived. But I praise you. After I was striking down fury on you for the first 4 games because your ass was nowhere to be found.
And it's still not.
So my focus went from you giving you praise. I went to say,
Well,
Bradley Beal. I guess you'll be damn, huh?
oh no.
Talking about I'll be damn if I get swept and your ass only showed up with goddamn 7 points in an elimination game and got swept. Where Kevin Durant gave you 33. Hell, Devin Booker, who's known for not showing up in an elimination game, he went for almost 50. But Bradley Beal, I'll be damn if I get swept. 7 points. Well, you be damn, huh? And I went from that and I went to Brandon Ingram. Where the hell is you at? I ain't hear your name all 4 games against the Thunder. Where were you? Everybody knew Zion wasn't playing. So where was the second best player of the team? Oh, where is Brandon Ingram? Oh, where can he be? I was doing that Wednesday because Tobias Harris actually showed up for a game. And then you get your ass home to Philadelphia. 29 damn minutes, 2 shots, and missed both of them. You played 16 more minutes than Kyle Lowry to have the same damn stat line. Guess what, though? Is word out the street, out in these bloody streets, that Tobias Harris is done as the Philadelphia 76ers. Oh, it took you dumbasses long enough to figure that out? You watched Jimmy Butler go to 2 finals appearances. 1 in the bubble and 1 just last year. How many times Jimmy Butler has been to the Eastern Conference Finals? Since leaving Philly for Miami?
Was it every year except for this one?
How many times have the Sixers been since that time?
0.
You dumbasses. But hey, guess what? It's Doc Rivers' fault. He can't do nothing with this squad. And half of it, right? Well, anybody looking at Daryl Morey for the dumbness that he put on display?
I don't watch games. I only pick because of the numbers I see. I go by analytics.
Yeah, dumbass.
He had a nerd to actually say that in public.
If you was watching, Jimmy Butler was the logical choice from everything that you can see.
Yep. Right down to the guy that Joel Embiid needed to take pressure off of him on both sides of the floor.
And Joel Embiid came out and said he never wanted Jimmy Butler to leave anyway.
Right.
Because he loved Jimmy. You know why he loved Jimmy Butler? Because Jimmy Butler can anybody damn face and let them know what's the real.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you think Jimmy Butler fits well down in Miami? Heat culture. You know what heat culture is? Do whatever it freaking takes.
Grind.
That's why Jimmy loves Miami so much.
Yeah,
Outside
grind.
of the scenery,
Mm-hmm.
that
Grind,
coach is
ball.
like, hey, you come in here, you do your job, we win games.
And that's all we want.
Do your part. Simple. That's simple. But y'all want to stick with Tobias. 29 minutes, 2 shots. A donut. Man. If I was Tobias Harris, I would not show my face in Philly no time soon. I would not
Well.
put Triple H no time soon.
Well, hopefully he does not go ham on Philly fan like Ben Simmons did.
Now I got to go from one team or a player that Cole was waiting for me to go off to this right here, the all important Game 5.
Oh yeah.
Series tied 2-2. The Dallas Mavericks and the Los Angeles Clippers.
Oh, this is beautiful. 2-2, Game 5. The game was played in L.A. Oh.
Crypto.com arena. No Kawhi Leonard yet again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, tell the people what happened.
The Clippers were 2-0 without Kawhi Leonard, and then this happened on Monday.
30-point butt whooping.
And it was a methodical 30-point butt whooping. Look at Mavs up 1 at the first quarter. Mavs go up 10 at halftime. Mavs go up 20 after 3.
Mm-hmm.
And the Mavs go up 30 to end the game. A methodical ass whooping.
Just squelching any type of run possibilities the Clippers could have ever had.
Just beat the hell out of me from the first quarter and from the first half, okay? Let me know this game's over. No, they methodically whooped the Clippers' ass. It was methodical. It was patience.
Yeah, it was a whooping. Yeah.
That was the worst kind of ass whoopings. When you think you got a chance, no, you don't. Ooh, I think we got a chance. No, you don't. We got a chance. No, you don't. Instead of just, you don't got a chance out the gate. I was like, that was teasing these guys. Ooh, the lead's down to 6. And right back up to 14. Ooh, the lead's down to single digits. Up to 20. Just methodical. The hell? You know what? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it today. I'm not doing it today.
And actually, sir, I will do it. Look, I'm not rooting for your Mavericks. I could care less. Unfortunately, you come from a city where I really hope cicadas just ransack it, but I know that won't happen.
Hell, he want both cities to get ransacked. He want both of y'all out the playoff, to be honest.
Yes, I would. If this was wrestling, I'd root for a double elimination. Yes, but since I know that can't nor won't happen, one of you has to advance and get your butts whooped by the Thunder. But I digress. I do love the fact that Doncic was like, "Look, I didn't have it in Game 4. Heck, thanks to Kyrie, we almost won it. I got Game 5. I love that. I love that. He said, I got it, and everybody else was able to just simply kick back and relax because Doncic became the Clipper killer yet again.
He loves playing in LA. I don't know what it is. He loves that damn arena.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is why I just simply don't have faith in the Clippers. People were saying, well, they talent-wise are a better team than the Lakers. They talent-wise are the better LA team.
They're the more deeper team.
They are the deeper team. They got Paul George. They got James Harden. They got Russell Westbrook. They got Kawhi Leonard. Okay, you got all of them. And when Zubac wants to score, you have him. And when Man wants to score, you have him. But for a team that is as deep and as talented as the Clippers should be, and as experienced, because, oh, by the way, Harden has been to a finals. Westbrook's been to a finals. George has been to a conference finals. Well, he's been to 2 now. And their leader, Kawhi, won a finals in Toronto and won another 5 years before as a Spur. So,
matter of fact, Paul George led both his team to conference finals, even the one when people thought they were done because Kawhi Leonard was done.
So you have a team that collectively is a little more experienced than the Mavs in the playoffs. Yet, this is why I said to Playmaker, I just don't trust in the Clippers because for some reason I don't care about health. Up here, it just doesn't mesh. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't click. Paul George, who was busting you know what in Game 4, he was cooking in Dallas. What the heck was he doing when he got back home? I mean, this should have been a game where it's like what Doncic did. This is what George should have done. All right, our man's out. I got you. No, you don't. Westbrook disappeared. Can't see nothing. But of course, you know where I'm headed, Playmaker. The man that is supposed to bring the Clippers to the promised land and ain't brought no team to a promised land ever since he became a Rocket. And that is James Harden. What was that stat line? 2 of 12 from the field. 1 of 7 from 3. 7 points.
He had the same number of assists. He had points.
They brought you in, sucker, to bring them to the conference finals and the NBA finals. That's why you're there. You got fat and like a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, wanted to get out to LA the first time, and you didn't. You went out to New York. But you pitched fits in Philly to get here. You got what you wanted, and now you ain't delivering. Oh, I'm so sorry. Wait a minute.
I just thought about it. Yeah. Me and you on the same thing. I just remember what day it is. Good.
Yes, I'm going off. And I totally forgot. I remember in February there was a bum that had the nerve when James Harden did a step back travel 3 quote. You see, James Harden, he's doing his thing. All you haters need to be quiet. Close quote. And my response was exactly this. I said, okay, I'm checking the calendar. Oh, yeah, it's February. Okay, so it's February. He's doing his thing in February. When the calendar turns to May, then talk to me. So, Playmaker, this game did not take place on April 29th. It took place on May the 1st. And on this show, I said to you, in the playoffs, James Harden has the audacity to appear and disappear every now and then. He normally is good when the games are in April. When the calendar turns to May, watch the disappearing act begin. And right on cue, the very first day in May, he gives you 2 of 12 in the field and 7 points. Now, I know he's probably going to try to do his darndest when this series goes back to Dallas and they play tonight to make up for this bad performance. But I've seen you act, son. Remember, I'm a Rockets fan. I saw you 8 years. 8 years strong.
That's strong.
So I've seen it 8 years strong. And you just simply couldn't cut the mustard. I mean, there'd be times you'd have wonderful games. Then there'd be other times you'd say, who the heck is this guy? You're wearing 13. You have this long beard. Oh, you thinking about raining on hoes. You were brought to the Clippers to have them win. And you also brought to the Clippers because when Kawhi sits, guess who they want to look at to give them the points that normally would come from Kawhi? That's right, Beard Man, you. So you can do this all you want. That's what all the hoes are doing when you making it rain in the club now. Because you're not making it rain where it needs to happen, and that's with them buckets. James Soften. And that has been his tag ever since 2012. When he was a sixth man and came up short in the finals.
I'm going to break. Like I said, I'm not doing it. Because you already know how I am.
What do you mean you're not doing it? You saw this team act atrocious.
I'm not doing it.
They got whooped by 30 in their own building. What do you mean you ain't going off on them? And this was a team that people were saying was going to be at least no worse than a conference finalist. Now, I give you credit, Playmaker. You didn't say this about the Clippers this year. You said that about them last year, but you didn't say about it this year. So I'll give you credit. You're not one of those. But they screwed the pooch again. And you can't say, well, they did it without Kawhi. Well, they beat this team without Kawhi twice in this series. So, no excuse. None.
Oh, well. I'm gonna wait.
I don't give a crap if they come back and win this series. That was an atrocious performance, man.
It was. That's the reason why I act the way that I act. I'm not. You and everybody, they wait for me to do it. Nope. I'm not gonna do it today.
Oh, but you will soon.
I'm not gonna do it today. I'm gonna exercise patience.
Oh, but that patience will wear out.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say a cuss word to a lot of people out there?
Oh, but that patience will wear out.
Hey, stop cussing, Cole.
When the Clippers will do their thing again, and
yeah, it might happen tonight. Speaking of which, that's what we previewing. We're previewing
2 Game 6s.
tonight's games and looking forward to the weekend ahead. We'll be back.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Cowboys Talk.
The Dallas Cowboys got exactly what they deserved. Let me say that one more time, because you know it's true. The Dallas Cowboys got exactly what they deserved.
Dak Prescott is overrated and he shouldn't be paid, okay? And the same thing with Pollard. I mean, Pollard breaking the tackles at that 57-yard touchdown run. I mean, we needed that big time.
33 points in the fourth quarter. Let me say that again. 33 points in the fourth quarter. Then that's off of 4 turnovers committed by the Colts. See, at one point, and the fact that at the end of the third quarter, it was 21-19, and the final score was 54-19. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, that is completely unexpected.
Cowboys Talk is available on all streaming platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and YouTube.
Oh, yes. The tradition, the pageantry, the spectacle, the history, the slut. Wait. I gotta rep my brother's stuff right. All my DMV soldiers, stand up! And welcome to the Commander's Gridiron Report. You want your commanders to be repped right? Well, D. Willie is your man. Commander's Gridiron Report. Every Monday at 3:05 p.m. Eastern, 2:05 p.m. Central. Exclusively on the Sertoba Media YouTube channel. Music by J. Cool.
Where my soldiers? Right side. Commanders. Where my soldiers? Left side.
Rams fans all around the world.
It's a beautiful thing to be a Rams fan right now. Stafford's back. We will see about Cup. And running back Kyren Williams to return.
Lend me your ears, or should I say lend Playmaker your ears, as he breaks down week by week everything in the Los Angeles Rams canon.
Number 99, Aaron Donald. Can't wait for 2029 to come to know that you are going in the Hall of Fame, and it should be first ballot, no questions asked.
Join the Playmaker as he breaks down everything Los Angeles Rams style in Ramily Talk on the Playmakers Blog Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts. Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
Welcome back to Sharing the Lifestyle. Yes, I played some football commercials on the basketball scene because you know what? We had the NFL draft just last week. And yesterday, I talked about the Rams draft prospects.
You didn't play my football commercial.
You don't got a football commercial.
That's cold. Oh, that is ice cold, bro.
You deserve that for putting that damn thing in there. Well, you put that damn thing in there. You know I hate that thing. You would put that one in there. Like, no, he did not just put that in there.
Oh, man.
But yes, he had the Total Football Talk with him, D. Willie. Mm-hmm. But if you notice, though, all those commercials was single team, really.
This is true. That is true. That is true.
So question to you: when you gonna talk about the Houston Texans?
I'll probably start doing it in the summer because I made plans on trying to do it in the fall, but last year, but I didn't have it the way I wanted to do it. But I think I can have it aligned the way I want it now. So
and by the
probably
way,
able to talk about them this summer.
And by the way, y'all giving Pat McAfee a lot of problems.
Good, because I think of him. Look, I like Pat. I always have. Even when he was a punter for the Colts, I liked him. But I have the image of him when the Colts played the Texans in Week 18 last year, and the Colts after the Jonathan Taylor touchdown, he was dancing in the aisles. I was like, man, I want him to sit down, be quiet, and be disappointed when he leaves Lucas Oil Stadium. And it was beautiful when that happened.
Cool, got a message for you.
Oh, get it, Coach Dante? No problem, bro. Because
he a Houston fan too.
Yeah, I was going to actually say, it's a possibility I might want to rock with him in doing that, or create the platform for him to rock, and all I do is basically be executive producer. But yeah, I think I might need to do that. Thank you, cool.
I mean, not to put more work on your workload, but I mean,
true.
You is a fan of Houston Texans.
Yes, I am. Have been since 2002. You're correct, sir.
I just noticed all your shows you don't even talk about your teams. I really noticed that. You don't talk about the Rockets. You don't talk about the Astros. You don't even talk about the Texans.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But I mean, I talk about them when it's necessary and needed. I don't try to lead with it, because normally when you have analysts who lead with a team, it's like, well, how the heck could you be objective? Because you always talk about your team. So I try not to.
I know that thing because you get on me when I was doing this. You don't talk about the Magic. I don't have no point to talk about the Magic on my show right now.
But you know what? I understand because I went through with the Rockets after 2020, and I even group in 2020. They were horrible, and they were the worst team the last 2 years before last, and yeah,
and fired two coaches, and fired two coaches.
And man, I fell for Silas' son. I was like, oh Lord.
And then all of a sudden, hey, D'Amico Ryan, you want to come back down to Houston, and coach the football team? Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we got two top 5 picks. What you thinking? C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And next
the NFL's offensive and defensive rookies of the year. Yeah.
And next thing you know, the Texans have took over the South.
Yeah, they have, and it makes me happy.
But hey, sorry for that. I had to get into it because sitting there looking at them commercials. And by the way, Cole Johnson, thank you for my commercials.
Oh, no problem, sir.
And I know one more thing before we get back. I noticed something that you did, and I noticed it the last time I played it. Not this time, but the time before that.
What you notice?
The music that you chose stuck with the intro music for my commercials. I noticed that.
I tried. I mean, I try to listen to your shows.
I said, did he really? He knows the music for Remedy Toad, and he stuck. And he went to that same genre for the commercial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And St. Eva shooting lights out. I was like, okay, well, let me see if I can find something that's close to. And I hope I did. So you noticed.
I noticed that. But all right, people, let's get back into it. Now it's time to look ahead. This is what we like to do. We like to recap something. We like to look ahead. We want to pick on things and then look ahead and see what things that we hope to happen so we don't have to pick on it when we have to talk about it again. Correct?
That will be correct.
Tonight, 2 game 6s, 2 opportunities for teams to close out series, to make the second round for the playoffs.
Yeah.
And to begin, we begin with the Orlando Magic at home, trying to stave off elimination versus the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I really felt bad for you, bro. When they played in Game 5, and the Magic, they really put forth a wonderful effort. They did. It took a wonderful defensive play by Evan Mobley to not have to steal that game.
That was not a wonderful defensive play.
The heck it wasn't.
That was not a wonderful defensive play.
The heck it wasn't. That layup would have been going good if someone didn't swat it away from the backboard.
See, you weren't on Wednesday show, but Cool was. I asked him a question. I'm gonna pose the same question to you.
Okay.
Whatever direction you're driving to the lane, what hand you supposed to use to make a layup?
Normally, the hand is furthest away from the defender. Normally.
You know what Vince Ratner did? He was going to the left and he was landing with his right.
I know.
That is basketball 101.
I know. He laid it up with his right hand, and he made it easier for the block. I get that. However, it still was a good defensive play. Now I'm glad I finally met the Magic fan in you. Beautiful. Look, I get it. Yes. If all would have been correct, dude should have tried to lay it up with his left hand, or get enough body into him where Mobley could not jump and get into the path of the ball. I get that.
Basketball 101. It's like the first thing they teach you.
But still, Evan Mobley showed hustle. And he swatted that thing away from the backboard.
He probably thinking like, you really finna go with your right hand.
He probably did. He probably did. Oh, no, this barbecue chicken. Hot.
Now he gets credit for the game-winning block.
As he should. As he should. He should get credit for the game-winning block, because if no one was there, we'd be talking about the Magic being up 3-2 instead of the Cavs. And then this game tonight in Orlando would be Orlando closing out the Cavs, and then they'll have to put themselves on the sacrificial lamb table and get slaughtered by the Celtics. Prepare for the Celtics in the second round.
Something tells me the second round is going to be longer than I wanted it to be.
If the Magic advance, it will be for you.
Because it's the damn Celtics, and the Celtics don't get me started.
Yeah, but see, it will be.
Y'all heard me at the game too, so you know what I'm talking about.
I'm saying it will be for you if the Pacers advance. I mean, if the Magic advance, yes.
I don't know what it is. Mm-hmm. I just Boston just don't have a hard time with Florida teams. I don't know. Maybe it's that.
It probably is. And they probably love actually not being in Boston when they play. They love being in the Sunshine State. I don't know.
But, like I said on Wednesday show, maybe I should exercise more humbleness like Shaquille O'Neal. Who didn't wait? He said, hell no, Magic will go home. They'll win game 6 and they'll make it back to the land for game 7.
He's correct. I mean, just look at how Just look at how they played Wednesday. They were focused. That was the best focus I think I have seen the Magic have in a pressure situation. And I was proud of them because they actually were like, we actually have a chance to beat this team. And I think this team isn't better than us. That's the attitude the Magic should have. And they carried it all the way to the final horn. It just, unfortunately, they were 1 point short. So now, tonight, they'll be in Orlando. I believe they'll win this game. And I think we'll have a game 7 on Sunday.
And you ain't the only one. Cool. Agree with you too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I don't see the Cavs putting forth a good effort in Orlando. I really don't.
Still no word if Jared Allen's going to play or not. Don't look like he's going to.
Well, the Cavs do need him, but still,
I'm in a cruncher because I'm the one who picked the Cavs in damn near 6. And guess what? We in game 6 right now. And guess who's got the lead?
Well, the Cavs got the lead, but still.
And I want to be wrong as all get outdoors right about now.
Wrong as all outdoors because your team has a chance to win this series. And they proved Wednesday that they can hang with the Cavs in Northeastern Ohio. So all they need to do is take care of business here. And then Sunday, if they can play just a little bit harder than they did Wednesday.
A little bit harder. How about play a little bit smarter?
Fine, fool. A little bit harder and a little bit smarter. And a little bit more fundamentally sound. Is that better for you?
Jeez, man.
Then the Magic will advance and they'll get swept by the. I mean, they'll play a really good spirited series against the Celtics in the conference.
I don't think Boston's going to sweep anybody. Just to be honest.
They're not. They sleepwalk. They sleepwalk a couple of games in the playoffs. I agree.
That's my problem with them.
That's my problem with them too. They play uninterested and uninspired at times, and I'm like you. It's like you all actually do believe you're better, and you act as though you're better than the team that you're playing, and you give the opposing team hope that they can whip your behinds. Because there's no reason, no rationale, nor excuse that the Celtics should have a team the caliber of the Heat, or even the Magic, or even the Cavs to beat them at home by double digits.
Bro, I'm an analyst. Okay, when I come on the show. I'm not a fan. I'm an analyst.
But I got to the Magic fan in you, though. I love it.
No,
I love it.
Friends rightly got into the Magic fan of me when I saw it.
That's what I'm saying. I got to the Magic fan in you because you said, well, wait a minute. This is basketball 101. A guy who's driving to the hole, you normally put the ball in the hands. You don't put it in the hand away from the defender. You want to make it more difficult for the defender that's coming behind you to block the shot. I understand that. I do. Or dunk it. I understand that. 1,000%. But you still got to give Evan Mobley credit. He hustled enough, got to the position, and he was able to leap and block the shot.
Magic wins tonight and then win Sunday so I can be wrong. Because I want to be wrong so bad right now. I really do.
Unfortunately, I picked Cavs in 7, but the Cavs in Game 5 gave me pause because it looked like they wanted to play like they wanted to give that game away. And I'm not digging their effort at all.
So that's tonight. Magic is a 3.5 point favorite for my betting people out there. Let's go Magic. Mm-hmm. Let's make it back to Cleveland for Sunday, okay?
Yeah. We're gonna see a game 7. We're gonna see a game 7 there.
And then from Orlando to Dallas, Cole's favorite place.
Yes. Look, I love Dallas. I love the city. It is wonderful. The city is great. I've been to Dallas a few times. It's just that the fan base sometimes could be a little bit on the atrocious side, but I digress.
I'm gonna put it like this. Either Cole Johnson get to come on this show next week and have all the laughs that he can have.
Oh yes, I am.
Or he comes on next week and he has a headache because it will be a game 7 that took place, and then he gets to have a laugh because somebody got eliminated. So it just laughs all around, or it's a headache, then a laugh for Cole Johnson next week.
Yes, because I really do not care which team gets eliminated. I don't. I just don't really care for either team. But,
He don't, but he wants this in tonight. He wants this over tonight.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. You know me well. That's why I'm rooting for the Mavericks to win this game, because I want this series to be over. Yes, I want this series to be over. And the reason why I want it to be over, the Clippers have no business playing the way they are with the talent that they have. And I'm talking about even without Kawhi Leonard. And with him, they actually lost a couple of games. So I look at it this way. You have a team in the Clippers that got to play desperate. But I don't know if this team can, and that's the messed up part. Because I think, to be completely blunt, I think you have a team full of divas on that team. I think you have a team full of divas on that squad. And my overall issue has always been there's only one ball and too many guys who want to be alpha males and be the number one scorer. And it's too ego-laden because James Harden wants to be the man and Paul George wants to be the man. Meanwhile, Kawhi Leonard is the man, but he could give two craps about being it. And the guy that's supposed to give the most effort and as a superstar in Russell Westbrook, there's times I think he checks out, and there's times I think he plays inspired. So when you have that up and down with the 4 best players on your team, how can you want them to do anything, and how could you pick them for anything? Meanwhile, you have Dallas, where you can have one game where Kyrie explodes, and then the next game you can have Luka explode. And if they both explode, you might as well forget it. And I get the feeling that you might have a game here where both Luka and Kyrie go off. And so I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm actually rooting for a Dallas team, a Dallas area team. It has nothing to do with either my Astros doing well, or my Texans doing well, or my Rockets doing well. I'm actually rooting for the Mavericks so they can get this series over, because I do not want to see a Game 7 Sunday in L.A., because I think it will be a waste of everybody's time to see these two teams play a Game 7.
You know, the funny thing is, most people said the winner of this series is going to beat the Thunder, so...
To me, I think the Mavericks stand a better chance of beating the Thunder than the Clippers, because I think the Clippers will not. If the Clippers advance, I think the Clippers will suffer from one of two things: either injury, and I'm not just talking about Kawhi, injury, or age, because the Thunder have nothing to lose. Meanwhile, on the other side with the Mavericks, you have a guy in Doncic who wants to actually prove he's one of the best players in the game. So I think the Mavericks have better motivation. And Oklahoma City is only 2 hours and some change from Dallas. So it's not going to be a long trip for them. And vice versa.
No Kawhi Leonard tonight.
Wow, I'm shocked. I'm blown away. I'm flabbergasted.
Paul George? We need playoff George. We don't need Paul. We need playoff.
No, we need to take an L, George. Take the L, son. Take the L.
I'll let you have your bias moment, all right? Can I have mine?
I'm not having a bias moment. I'm having a real moment. Take the L, son. Take the L.
You having a bias moment because you want them to lose.
That's the bias moment. I'd want that game to be 0-0 with the final horn sounding, and Adam Silver says you're both eliminated. That's biased. But since that can't happen, playoff Paul? No, I want you to be take the L, Paul. Take the L.
And James Harden, you've been called Sherman Harden, James Softon, Stay Puff Harden. You've been called all these names. I need James freaking Harden
to keep playing like he does every May, which is you disappear faster than David Copperfield.
No, I need game 1, James Harden.
No. I need game 5, James Harden, because you have to understand, son, it's May, which means you don't play all that well. I want you to doggedly play crappy. I want you to have another 2 of 4. I want you to have a 2 of 20 performance. I would love to have the stat line you had in Game 6, 2017 West Cup semifinals, where you scored. What was it? You scored what? What was it? It was like 10 points.
For those of you who don't know,
6 rebounds and 6 fouls.
For those of you who don't know what he's going to the game where Greg Popovich, who I call one of the best coaches of the NBA, literally gave Houston the game in Houston. He literally gave him the game, and somehow, some way, James Harden was nowhere to be found. Had Stephen A. going on First Take Thomas on. Somebody was impersonating James Harden.
Yeah.
That's the game Cole's referring to.
Yes. I was so pissed. So MFing pissed.
Because I'm pretty sure Cole and all they heard somebody saying, "Oh, the Mark RJ playing? Oh, Kawhi. You know what? Hey, game 7. We getting the game 7. No, you're not."
I was so upset because Game 5, it was similar to what you had to deal with the end of Game 5 in the first round between the Cavs and the Magic, where it's like, okay, 1 bucket in the opponent's building, we got it. Well, Harden had the shot, Ginobili made a great play, and that was that. So I was thinking, okay, cool. So let's get back to Toyota. Then we get it back to San Antonio, and we'll have them go to the Riverwalk. Now I pretty much knew that the Spurs were the better team, but I really felt the Rockets had a chance to win.
This is before he found out who was not going to play for the San Antonio Spurs.
And then this idiot gives you 10 points, 6. What was it? Let me see if I get this right. 10 points, 7 assists, 6 turnovers, and 6 fouls. And and all he wanted to do was hurry up and get out of Toyota Center, go down to Richmond Avenue, and rain ones on hoes. I want that James Harden to play in Dallas tonight. I don't give a crap about Game 7 there. I want Game 7 with the Cavs and the Magic. I do not want Game 7 with the Clippers and the Mavs.
Hey, Victor still watching talking about things we ain't letting go. He ain't letting that go. I'm not either because I was stunned. I'm like, what is going on in Houston right now?
Like I said, you were stunned. I was pissed. Pissed. Still am when I think about it.
Man, Kawhi didn't even play. I'm like, oh, man.
And that's another thing. Kawhi was benched.
Man, Kawhi was like, I'll go home for Game 7 and take care of business.
Kawhi was benched, and they skunked him by 39.
Literally, Pop was like, hey, man, we're going to go out here. We're going to play. We're going to try to do our business. But, hey, we got Game 7 in our backyard, okay, just in case.
Yeah. And James Harden said, hold my beer. So I'm thinking about juice boxes. F y'all fools.
Clippers. Can y'all win tonight?
Clippers, I am begging you, please give me another performance tonight like Wednesday, because you do not deserve to win this series. You doggone right they suck, just like Harden. Give me another performance like that. Give me another 15-point performance, playoff P. Take that L, George. Give me another 50-point performance for you. Give me another disappearing act, Mr. Westbrook, like you did this Wednesday. And please, give me that 10-point, 7 assists, 6 turnovers, 6 foul performance again. You're in the state where you did it, Mr. Harden. Give me to that. Give that to me. If you want to give me a present as a basketball fan, give me that.
Guess what? people in Vegas saying y'all losing by 8 tonight. I want y'all to look at that. They're saying y'all losing by 8 tonight in an elimination game.
Lose by more. Prove Vegas wrong and lose by more.
That's that. So
Please.
either way, Coach Jones is gonna mess with me either way. So I already know what's coming.
If it goes to Game 7, I'm going to be ill.
And then, speaking of the weekend, the second round begins for one series.
Now we get to a game that I've been looking for. Yes.
In the Western Conference semifinals in the 2 versus 3 matchup. On the one side, we have the upstart Minnesota Timberwolves, led by Anthony Edwards, who went for KD, Booker, and Bad Thrills throat and took all 3 of them.
I love him. He is my favorite NBA player right now.
I see why, because that man went for their throat.
Yes. That's why I love him, because
in a closeout game, that man said, I'm going for 40.
Because he knows what to be in the moment that team needs him. If the shots aren't falling, he's like, all right, fine, I'll just give you dimes, and they still won. You need key buckets from me? Oh, no problem. Heck, I'll even boogie on Beal and shove it down Durant's throat while I'm at it. He has that killer instinct. I love that, and he has game for days. Oh my gosh!
It is rare that you get to go against your favorite player. Anthony Edwards went against his favorite player.
He went against his favorite player, and he did not disappoint against him. And Durant, to his credit, he was like, "Hey, I like him. Dude balled out. He did what he was supposed to do." Yeah.
But like I said earlier, it would have been great with Kevin Durant, but Bradley Beal opened his damn mouth after Game 3, and gave me that performance in Game 4. So you know where my mind was at.
Well, he opened his mouth and he closed his game even further. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
But I already had my shots at him. And then they're going against the reigning, defending, undisputed NBA World
Heavyweight Champions,
the Denver Nuggets. Jamal Murray is the only player in NBA history to have 2 game-winning buckets in a single series. You want to know why LeBron James is at home preparing for Paris? Go thank Jamal Murray.
Mm-hmm. I've been on record in saying that. No, I've been on record privately. I'll be on record in public in saying it now. People are saying that they want to see the Knicks and the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. I do too. But I wanted to see this matchup. To me, this would be the matchup of the playoffs. Because you got 2 squads that are big. You got 2 squads that have a little bit of athleticism to them. The Timberwolves have more athleticism than the Nuggets, but the Nuggets are more fundamentally sound than the Timberwolves are. And so you have these 2 clashes of styles with two different game-changing players with 2 different styles of game-changing players. I want 7 with this series. I want 7 games with this series. I want 7 games.
Where to go on a limb? They're cool.
Well, heck, I mean, he could have said gentleman sweep, because last year isn't that what they did to the Timberwolves?
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is not your 2023 Timberwolves.
Jokic could be going for his 3rd MVP. If he gets it, I won't be mad. As I said earlier.
I wouldn't be mad either, but I get the feeling SGA is going to get it.
I won't be mad at that either.
I wouldn't be mad at that either.
I just know Luka Doncic is going to be 3rd. I just know that.
And that's unfortunate, but you're right.
Unfortunately, man.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because the dude actually decided to come and play consistent all year long. It is unfortunate.
Against SGA, who averaged 30, and then Jokic just I don't even know what to say about Jokic.
Again, Doncic wanted to step up his game. He did, yes. Unfortunately, he will be coming up third against two talents that, well, Jokic is the standard in the league, and SGA is the guy that's coming just like Anthony Edwards is. So, yeah.
All right, before I continue on, why you want to bring this up now? This ain't the time to bring this up.
He wants to play because he wants the ring. I mean, he wants the medal. What delete? You ain't gonna delete. Delete that comment from Mr. Johnson. No, delete your Nuggets in 6. Nuggets in 6. I'll say it again. In fact, I'll look at your name, Mr. McCain. I won 7 games in this series. You heard me right.
It's going to be in Denver, so.
And yeah, I mean, Game 7 will be in Denver if it does get to that. I won 7 games in this series.
All right, so before I continue on, Game 1 will be Saturday tomorrow on TNT. So I have to, because what this young man is going through right now outside of basketball.
Oh, Michael Porter Jr. So I feel for him.
And what he did to the Lakers.
I feel for him.
Oh my goodness. So Michael Porter Jr. has a brother who was sentenced to prison.
That's
before
one.
The playoffs.
That's one was the brothers.
And then he had another brother who was being idiotic and dumb and every name in the book that you can think of for this man got banned because he wanted to gamble on his damn self.
That's his second brother.
And guess what he did? He just went out there and just bust the Lakers' ass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then he had a third brother who decided to drive drunk in Missouri.
This was this week.
Mm-hmm.
So
three brothers within 2 weeks, within a 2 week span, gave him bad news. Because the brother that got sentenced, of course, that incident already happened. But in a 2 week span, this guy has to deal with one of his brothers going to jail for 6 years, another brother getting banned from the NBA because he's betting on games and betting his team to lose on top of it, and another brother who decided to just get popped and drunk behind the wheel, speeding. But I give him credit; the dude is balling still. Yes, Teddy Pendergrass, I am for real. It's you for real? Yes, I am.
See, cool. You don't got to the point where you just on top of the world. Nobody can touch the Nuggets. That's
Look, I understand Cool's mind. He's like, look, you better be glad I said 6. I could have said 5. I understand you, bro. I want 7. I want this. This is the series of the playoffs. I want this series to go as long as it possibly can.
His Nuggets got taste of glory now. He don't want nobody to take control.
I understand.
Nobody has a shot.
I understand that, but champions need to be tested, and I think the Timberwolves will probably give them the test that they probably will need to boost them to the second ring that they're gonna get.
But yeah, I want to shout out Michael Porter Jr. because this man is balling his ass up under extreme circumstances.
Yeah. In 2 weeks, he's learned 3 of his brothers have just thrown their lives away. And he's still wrecking shop.
He wrecked the Lakers. Like, he scored 20 points in
shop.
all 5 games. He scored 20 points.
And nobody's talking about how he has performed. But he has wrecked shop.
So shout out to Michael Porter.
Mad props to you, bro. Mad props to you.
I got the Nuggets.
Mad props.
I'm going Nuggets. I'm sorry.
I got the Nuggets
Anthony Edwards.
I got the Nuggets in 7.
This is just another stepping stone for Anthony Edwards to say, all right, this is the next level I need to get to.
Yeah.
And then game 1.
Was it Monday?
Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, rivalry renewed.
Oh man, I missed seeing them go at it in the mid '90s. I mean, not missed it, but I mean I missed seeing it because that Eastern Conference Finals in '94 and the Eastern Conference Semifinals matchup between those two in '95. Those are two of the best playoff series I've ever seen. Seriously, both of them were, because it was high drama. Both of them, high drama.
Indiana Pacers versus the New York Knicks for the right to make it to the East Finals. On one side, you had the Indiana Pacers led by Patrick McAfee. And on the other side, you had the New York Knicks led by Stephen A. Smith.
No, Spike Lee. Because yes, because Stephen A. Smith is not as much of a clown as Spike Lee is in Knicks games.
I was doing the ESPN thing though.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you know they can't. Well, I won't say they can't stand each other. You know, there's a competitive rival between them anyway, and has nothing to do with the Knicks Pacers.
They don't. Hey, ain't that a good thing though? Competitive rivalry.
Now, this would be a good thing.
Shoot, I want Steve A to go on Pat McAfee so they can actually go at it about these two. That would be great television for me.
This is going to be an underrated series. It has the potential to go 7. I don't think it will though. It has the potential to go 7. Because the one thing that I am leery of is the Knicks offensively being solid all the way through. They'll have games where they're good offensively, and then they'll have games where they're not. And that's the only issue I have with the Knicks. Other than that, like, I have no issue with their effort. I have no issue with their defense, and I most certainly have no issue with Jalen Brunson. None. Zero. I have no issue with any of that.
This is why Coach Johnson is great at what he does. He likes to be the true analyst of stuff the way that he is.
Mm-hmm.
This type of series, I'm not going to analyze it at all. It's plain and simple. One team play defense, the other one don't.
And going to the team that doesn't play defense and has fluidity on offense. The only issue I have with them is who's going to lead the effort offensively. Is it going to be Siakam or is it going to be Halliburton? They got to decide, and to me, they got to decide before they step in on MSG's court Monday night, because you need to have that established to actually have a good, solid game plan against this squad that I really believe they already think they're better than.
I'm working with Stephen A. Smith because they play defense.
And you've heard me say, I'm not the biggest fan. Not that I hate them. I'm not the biggest fan of the Pacers because defense is optional. However,
Defense
I do have to admit,
defense doesn't exist.
But I came close to saying that. However, they did hold an offensively stalwart team in the Bucks in an elimination game to under 100 points.
One game out of 6.
Still, they did that. But yes, I know in the game before, no Giannis, no Dame Dollar, and they gave up 115 points. I know. However, if they are committed to playing defense and they're committed to clear the boards, which that might be a little difficult for the Knicks because the Knicks have the effort and they love to clean the glass. That, I think, is what's going to have to happen. But yeah, I agree. You got a team that's scrappy against a team that's fluid on offense.
Defense wins championships. Defense wins championships.
No. Defense gets you to the championship, but you need to have a couple of them buckets made to hoist that trophy. The reason why I can say that is, look, my Rockets, 30 years ago, great defensively. But, man, they had some games that stuck up the joint. But they need to have those key buckets by anybody. They need to have 1 or 2 key buckets on offense to get the job done.
He was saying strength versus strength.
Well, man, Cool's right. I mean, the Pacers are, to me, one of the best offensive teams in the league, if not the best. And the Knicks, they play the style of basketball I love. Scrappy, gritty, get after you. You're going to have to put more effort than you think you possibly can to even step to us, let alone beat us. I love that. I can't really go all the way and say they play great defense, but they play far better defense than the Pacers do.
I'm going to put it like this. The fact that it's the Indiana and not Milwaukee, it's Knicks' favorite. If it was Milwaukee with a healthy Giannis,
well, Knicks would have been favored even if it was the Bucks.
They probably would have been favored, but it wouldn't have been as lopsided as it is. It'd have been almost a toss-up. Like, yeah, the Knicks look better, but damn it, they got that damn Giannis over there and that damn Dame over there, so anything can happen.
I wouldn't mind seeing it 7 cool. I get the feeling it's going to be. I get the feeling this is going to be 6-2. Just like both of their series before. Just like the Pacers series of the Bucks and the Knicks series of the 76ers. I think this is going to be a 6-game series.
So your series is 6, but this one is 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the better series. Oh, that's right. The team you root for is the one you call for 6. So I should return fire to you, Mr. McCain. It's you for real. Yeah, 6 games, and I think the Knicks advance, and I think the Knicks will take game 1 Monday night. But I want to see how the Pacers deal with the pressure of being in a den of energy that MSG is the playoffs, and the team is really good. Oh gosh, 20+ thousand New Yorkers. I want to see how the Pacers can handle that, and that will tell me how the series will go after that. But if the Pacers come and they play with some effort, we're gonna see a scrappy series. If not, you might be right, Playmaker. The Knicks might cruise.
Who wants to go to Boston? That's all I gotta say.
Well, more than likely, the winner has to do that because I don't see. I'm sorry, Playmaker. I don't see the Cavs nor the Magic beating the Celtics.
Why do you think I said that?
Yeah, I just don't see it.
Why do you think I said who wants to go to Boston?
Well, they may not go to Boston real fast. You might. I think you can get a game 7.
All I'm saying is who want to go to Boston. I think it's going to be New York, and we're going to renew another rivalry in the East Finals.
What, Knicks Celtics?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, good. Find it.
Oh boy! All right, great show.
Again, Mr. McCain, you being all about the Nuggets and not having an objective bone in your body, one have that go 6 games, knowing it could go 7 and it should go 7. But you say the ugly series that you called it, and the Pacers and Knicks, that's going 7. I'm going to act like Tender Bitty Grass once again and Harold Melvin the Blue Notes singing Be For Real. It's you for real.
He doesn't have a commercial yet, so I'm just going to play this.
The largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant. Weather. Devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States. Inspiration. A breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network proudly presents The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday morning beginning April 29th at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
He made it through his first week of hosting the show by himself.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's dirty to you.
To me, that's just you.
I don't know who you seeing.
He talking to you. He ain't talking to me. Y'all the one going back and forth, not me. Even though he might see me Wednesday too, because I'm normally do the show on Wednesday anyway.
That's what I'm saying, and I'm thinking that's what he's talking about. You gonna see you Wednesday.
I'm pretty sure he's talking to you. Just saying. I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure he's talking to Coach Johnson.
But yeah, look, it's all.
Told you.
So it was directed to me. But thank you, sir. This first week has been actually probably the best week of content creation for me that I've had, and I've done this 8 years, and to now have a platform where I now can say to people, if you want to have a spotlight on you, there is one. And I can say, I have the receipt, and here it is. It feels so good to have that happen. And now, I didn't have any guests on purpose because I wanted to have a sample size of people when they ask, well, what is the morning shift? What is that morning shift about? Well, here it is. So I will have guests. So yes, I will put it out there. Open invitation to people who feel as though they can be impactful in the world and can change stuff. I really appreciate the opportunity to do this. And when I have the platform like this one here with Shooting Lights Out, and I get to be a recurring guest on it,
hey.
I don't take that lightly.
I know you like talking basketball, so
I do.
have a basketball show.
Yeah, I do. And I don't take the invite lightly. The fact that Playmaker wants to share the mic with me at times with his own platform, and I appreciate that. So I definitely with Playmaker, I'm return a favor, and yeah, cool, I'll return a favor to you, obviously, and you already know. But wow, it feels strange to say, man. 1 week in, I have 5 shows done. I absolutely love it.
And right now, we are in conversation about having Coach Johnson be with me when we cover the Olympics.
Yeah. I gave them 2 wins, bro. Dang. Well, I had to give you a hard time, man. I know you're a Nuggets fan through and through. So, oh man.
So yeah, it's possible.
It's beautiful.
Cole could be joining me to cover the Olympics team. And guess what? I'm gonna say this right now on behalf of me and Coach Johnson. LeBron James, if you don't come back from Paris with a gold, it's gonna be some hell. Since you taking your ass over there. Since I got to deal with you, you better come back with gold, damn it.
You should retire. You should have said, F the team. I'm gone. I'm 39. You young whippersnappers play. But since you are, get the gold, sucker. Yes, but
that make it crazy.
I will cover it, and of course I'll have similar coverage of the Olympics on the morning shift when we get there. And wow.
That's the crazy thing. Me and Cole saw this last summer coming.
Mm-hmm. We said it in, was it August? Or was it July of last year? I'm like, oh boy. As soon as that team in FIBA did what they did, I'm like, oh Lord, they're gonna get the Super Friends and the Avengers team together. Yeah, this is gonna suck.
And sure enough, Team Avengers have assembled.
Mm-hmm. Because they don't want to be embarrassed. They want the best of the best, and unfortunately, most of them are over the age of 32 to get a ring, to get a gold medal. Yeah.
Matter of fact, who all still playing that's left right now? Even though he's not playing Kawhi.
Well, technically Kawhi.
Drew Holiday.
Yeah, Drew.
Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum.
Who else? Off the top of my head, I can think. Yeah, I think that's it. That
Is
might be-
is
No, Anthony Edwards. And Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards. Is Donald Mitchell on the team?
Nope.
Okay, I didn't think so, but I had
Nope.
to ask.
That last spot went to Kawhi Leonard, remember?
Yeah, I had to ask. Okay.
So yeah, LeBron's home. Anthony Davis is home.
Kawhi gonna be all injured first team.
Joel Embiid is home now that the Knicks took care of that business.
Yeah, so Kawhi basically cool. He's gonna be like what Larry Bird was in '92, where he'll get a couple of shots in and he'll lay on the floor.
Devin Booker's home.
Yeah, Devin Booker's out.
Oh, I take that back. Tyrese Halliburton is on the team.
Yeah, that's
He's
right.
still playing.
Yeah, but yeah, Devin Booker out, Kevin Durant out, Stephen Curry out.
So more than half of the team is out, which is might be a good thing for us.
That actually might be a plus. Yeah.
Which is crazy for us to say.
Well, yeah, I mean it's a minus for the team in the game of maybe A, but it's a plus for USA basketball, USA Olympic basketball. So yeah, because now they can rest for a couple of weeks, right before Memorial Day or a little after. I guess they can get together and they can try to forge whatever chemistry they can as quickly as possible between then and when they go to Paris.
Yeah. So yeah, my basketball career doesn't end when the finals is over.
Nope. Because you'll have another. Well, it wouldn't even end even if it was the Olympics, because you'd be in the throes of the WNBA season, and that's even if the Olympics didn't exist.
Yeah.
Until September, if I'm not mistaken, and then, oh wow,
Yeah,
a couple of weeks will be off, and then the NBA season will be ready to go once again.
Well, I'll be too busy in football season then.
Mm-hmm.
All these damn seasons run together.
Yeah, they do.
Oh well, hey, it is what it is. But let me get up out of here because the match is about to tip off in minutes. Hopefully, they can get it back to Cleveland, or else my prediction would have been correct, and I would be disappointed and sad and hurt and all that good stuff.
I only want one Game 7 on Sunday. I do not want two. And the one that I want is Cavs Magic. I do not want the Mavs Clippers to go to LA. It's bad enough. It's bad enough the Mavs are in the playoffs. It just saddens me that they're playing against an uninspiring team, the Clippers. Let's get that series over with as fast as possible.
If the Mavs got to go back to LA, I'm probably gonna wake up tomorrow morning before I go to work and have a bunch of cussing emojis in my head.
Yeah. It's like the Mavs only had one job. I mean, I can already tell you some of the ones I'm going to give you. The Mavs only had one job. Luka and Kyrie decided to disappear. They had to ruin my prediction. I want Mavs in OKC, but the Clippers want to reign on the yeah.
Oh boy. But until next week, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your weekend. You got basketball all around. Hey, you got NHL playoffs. And this, from what I'm being told, that's been better than the NBA playoffs.
NHL?
Yeah.
To a degree it has been. But to me, to be fair, the NBA playoffs, although the first round's cool, it really doesn't get interesting until the conference semifinal round anyway.
So enjoy your weekend. Y'all will see me Wednesday. The recap what took place most likely Monday and Tuesday. And knowing me, I'll probably have Kuma Kane on there again. We'll see if Cole Johnson can join us because he got like 20 shows.
Yeah.
And for once I can say that to him and not him saying it to me.
You'll be right.
And then, check him out in the mornings, 8 a.m.
That's right.
Eastern Standard Time. Pacific time, so people that stay asleep and catch the recording later.
That's right. That's right. Otherwise, if you raise up real early in the West Coast, it's 5 a.m. But yes, 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Every weekday.
Get a good hour start with Cool Johnson.
That's right.
Give you everything. Sports, politics, news. He even give you the weather.
That's right.
He even gives you the weather.
Everything. That's right. Everything. One-stop shop of everything. That is what the morning shift is.
Y'all have fun. It's the last week before you got to go out and spend money and time with the mothers. Because next weekend is Mother's Day.
Yeah, next weekend's Mother's Day. Yep.
And guess what? We don't got to worry about nobody getting blown out and swept for Mother's Day this time.
Well, that's true.
And also, Monday, Monster Wrestling. Because since Cool McCain's in the chat. Monster Wrestling, 6:30 p.m. Man, got a lot to talk about.
On Monday.
We got a lot to talk about on Monday.
6:30 p.m. Eastern Monday. That's when you can catch Cool McCain and the Ballet Maker.
Now, we had fun with Tony Khan because he did what we wanted him to do and show up on TV with a neck brace on. But me and Cool gonna have to revisit that and really dive into what he said, because what he said, a lot of good, not a good reaction after what he said on NFL Network.
Well, I mean, the dude sniffs a whole lot of nose candy. What do you expect?
And then we're gonna recap the WWE draft. And plus, by the way, for my wrestling fans, tomorrow is Backlash out in France.
Oh, yeah, that is tomorrow.
4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That is tomorrow. Oh, cool.
So yeah, me and Cool, we got a lot to talk about.
Yes, you do.
And I even include NXT because NXT got some things going on too. Whew. So jam-packed week for me.
Mm-hmm.
So they got all that covered. You got everything. Mark your calendars. Do whatever you got to do. I'm gonna be all over the place again like I was this week. This concludes the 3 straight days of me, of you guys seeing me doing podcasting.
Wow.
Yeah, Wednesday, Shooting Lights Out. Yesterday, Ramley Talk. And now today. You know how to recap the draft.
Mm-hmm.
So I will see y'all Wednesday. You might see me beforehand. I don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
Deuces.
See
ya. You've done great. But you can't stop here. You can't stop now. You gotta keep going. Through all your trials and your tribulations, you gotta keep pushing. Now, finish your canvas.
Yeah, gotta get it out the mud, that's the only way to win. Who am I to point the finger like I never ever seen? Been through the ups and downs like the letter N. They don't let you through the door, better kick that again. Cause that's the only way to win. That's the only way to go. Gotta get it out the mud. Gotta get it out the flow. Cause that's the only way to go. Let's go.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. If you want to follow the podcast, you can follow it on all streaming platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and a whole lot more. This has been Shooting Lights Out.